I've gone through my project and I've set up buses for each set of instruments. Here's my drum bus, percussion, acoustic guitars, electric guitars, all guitars, organ, and then all my keys, my organ plus my piano, the brass, and then a harmony bus, and then a vocal bus, which also includes my main vocals. And as you can see, for example, with my drum bus, they're all being assigned to drum bus. And over here is my actual bus, which is receiving its input from drum bus and sending out to main stereo. Now I've colored all of my buses with the same color, in my case a light blue, so it's very quick to spot them. Usually I'll drag these all to the beginning or end of my project. That sometimes makes it easier so they're out of the way. But what I always like to do is create some kind of a way to see only my buses. If you think of each of these buses as a submix, so you've mixed the individual tracks to a bus, and now you're ready to do your final mix, and you just want to work with the buses, not the bass drum and the snare and the hi-hat, because you've already mixed those. You just want to raise and lower the drum, as an example. So how can I quickly just get my buses to show? Well, there are two ways to do it. One is to select all the buses, and I'm just command clicking. See how easy it is to do when they're all colored appropriately. And I'll do Command G, create a group. And now we know that we can see only the tracks in a group by hitting Control and clicking the group name. And there are my buses. Control click all, I'm back to everything. Control click buses, I'm only seeing my buses, and I can raise and lower these as appropriate.
I believe in new beginnings. You live in.
And so forth. Now the other way of doing it, of course, is to create a memory location. So I'll do that. Show only buses. And we don't want any specific selection, but I do want the track show and hide. Maybe I want my mixer set up correctly, so I have a specific Windows configuration I want to use. And click OK. And now, if I type 0.21 point, I'll only see the buses, because in my memory locations, 21 was my show only buses. Now, you have to be careful if you have a buses group, because when it's activated, look what happens. I'm all of a sudden raising and lowering everything. You just got to be careful you don't accidentally activate this. Now, I've shown you how to create buses using that new track dialog. But I can also assign a track to a specific bus I've already created from this bus list. And just to show you how buses are handled in Pro Tools, I'm going to pull up the I/O window here. And on the Bus tab, you can see all of my buses, a bunch that we haven't used, and then here are some of the newer ones that we just created. Electric guitar, drums, and so forth. And they're all listed here. They're all stereo, and they've all been created automatically for you. You can, in Pro Tools, assign a bus to a specific output. Like I have a headphones bus, and I've assigned that to optical 7/8 on my physical output. But the nice thing about the latest versions of Pro Tools is you don't have to worry about this dialog box at all. You simply create your buses, Pro Tools assigns them, and as you can see here, you can have 256 buses on an HD system. So that's an awful lot of buses. I doubt highly you'll get up that high. So that's a little bit more about buses in Pro Tools.